Should you sell your handmade goods on Etsy? G'day there, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and I have been selling on Etsy since 2008 when I opened my shop Ethereal, and I went full-time self-employed with my handmade business in 2010. And yes, I still sell on Etsy to this day. And today I'm going to talk about why you should strongly consider selling on Etsy if you want to sell handmade goods online. There's a lot of strong opinions about this out there on the internet, but I'm going to give you my list of reasons why I think Etsy is still a great option for selling your handmade goods. Now, before I get into the video, I just wanted to give you a heads up that I'm running my Setup Shop course February 21st, 2022. If you're watching this later, I run it twice a year. It is a 30-day, step-by-step, systematic course that will take you through everything you need to know and everything you need to do to set up a stellar online shop, whether that's an Etsy shop or something else. So a lot of my students do start on Etsy, and I do recommend that if you're just starting out, that you start on Etsy because it's simple and easy, and for all the reasons I'll get into in this video. I'll tell you more about it at the end of the video. For now, let's get into it. Now, Etsy has its problems. It is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. There are things I don't like about the platform. There are things that other people really don't like about the platform. However, that being said, I still sell there. And the reason I still sell there is because it's still very successful for me and my business is my livelihood. So I have to be where the customers are. And Etsy is a great example of where the customers are. Now, that's not to say I only sell on Etsy. I also have my own standalone website, and I have also sold on various other venues over the years, but over time I dropped them all until I just sold on Etsy, because Etsy is the one that consistently brings me customers without me having to do really anything at this point in time. So here are my list of reasons why I think it's a great idea to start, especially, and continue a handmade business on the Etsy platform. The first reason is because it is still, to this day, the world's premier online handmade marketplace. When people think, where do I go to shop handmade online? They think Etsy. Yes, there are lots of other options out there, but none of them really stick in people's minds or stand out the way that Etsy does. None of them have the market reach that Etsy does. As of the end of 2020, Etsy had about 82 million active buyers on the platform, compared to about 4.4 million active sellers on the platform. So there are lots of people going to Etsy from all over the world to buy handmade and vintage and supplies, of course, as well. When I want to buy something handmade, I generally don't go to Google or DuckDuckGo or Bing. I just go hop straight on Etsy and I use it. One of the reasons is because once you have an account with Etsy, it just makes it easier. You can go to Etsy and you can use all the payment stuff's already set up, all your shipping details and everything else are already set up, and you can just search through what you know are going to be, generally speaking, quality handmade products. And you don't have to wade through all the other stuff that might come up in a generic internet search. So that is one reason I go to Etsy to buy handmade goods, and why millions of other people do the same thing. So why is this important for you, and why does that matter? I think it's pretty obvious. It's that if you're not on the platform, those people cannot buy from you. So if you aren't where people are going, it's like in the old days, if there was a market square in town, you were going to sell at the market square because that's where the shoppers were, right? You need to be where the shoppers are. So where are people going to buy handmade? You want to make sure you're in that location so that you can take advantage of that traffic that Etsy is working to bring to their platform so that they can buy from you. Is this perfect? No, of course not. Whenever you're selling on a venue platform like this, there is always the risk that people will choose someone else over you or get distracted and pulled away. But I'll let you in on a little secret. When you're selling on the internet, you're already competing with the whole world. Take that into account. There's no way of avoiding this. There is no way of not competing with everybody in the entire world who is selling on the internet. Okay? The only difference is that when you're on Etsy, it might be a little bit more easy for someone who is on your shop to get pulled away to someone else's shop. Yeah, that is possible. But still, if you ain't there, people can't buy from you. Another reason is because it's just so bloody easy. It's so easy to set up The behind the scenes are easy. It's all very straightforward. You don't have to learn any coding. You don't have to learn a complicated web development system. Yes, these days there are definitely other platforms out there that have really good user-friendly website setup options as well. Shopify comes to mind, but Shopify is not a venue. Shopify is a way that you can set up your own standalone handmade site. They are not the same thing. A venue marketplace is somewhere like Etsy or Amazon or eBay, where multiple different sellers sell in the same place. Shopify, WordPress, Squarespace, they're all web development tools. They allow you to set up a website that is your own standalone website. So even if you have your own standalone website, I still recommend you sell on a venue platform like Etsy because it gives you more opportunity to reach your customers. Much like when I look for handmade, I go to Etsy. When I go to buy a new stand for my camera, I tend to just go to eBay and look on there. Why? Again, I already have an account. I have all my details set up there. It's easy. I understand the platform. I'm not trawling through heaps of different Google search results. Yes, sometimes I'll still go and look on a search engine as well, but I tend to just default to going with what's easy and comfortable, and that's what most people do as well. So Etsy is excellent for the beginner. It has excellent statistics that allow you to understand where your customers are coming from and how you can leverage that as well. So if you are, this leads me to my next point, which is that it's an excellent training ground. Okay, if you can compete on Etsy and you can do well on Etsy, you can do well on your own standalone site. It's kind of like, school almost. Or university for makers selling online. So when you get on Etsy, you learn so many things about competing with other people in your niche. You learn about how to, set up and hopefully take good photographs, write good descriptions, write good titles and tags. You have to learn about SEO. You start learning about branding. It sort of pushes you to learn about all this stuff because you are comparing yourself to other people on the platform. Whereas if you do your standalone website, you might kind of just really focus in on that and kind of neglect to look at what other people are doing. So it's a great training ground and a great place to kind of cut your teeth on the whole process of selling your goods online. So another reason is that, kind of coming back to the point I've been making about, going to a platform because it's easy, it engenders trust. People who buy on Etsy know that if something goes wrong with their order, they have Big Brother there who can step in to help them if there's a problem. If they buy just from you directly on your own standalone website, there's no real recourse for them. It's a bit more risky. It's a little bit more scary to buy from somebody's standalone website when you don't really know who that person is. They might not have a phone number because they're just an online seller. You don't really know how you can, if there's a problem, what happens if your item you don't receive it, or what happens if there's a problem? Is that person going to actually be responsible, or are they just going to disappear on you? On Etsy, they have protection. They can escalate. They can open a case. So it just feels safer. Okay, to buy from people on a platform like Etsy because of that extra level of safety. And that kind of links me to my next and last point today, and that's that there's transparent feedback. There's a really transparent feedback system on Etsy, and it's been more and more integrated over the years to the point now when you look at a listing, they actually have feedback straight underneath the photos basically on the listing, especially on desktop. So it's really very quickly obvious if this seller is someone who can be trusted or not. Whereas again, if somebody is coming to buy from you from a standalone website, unless they already have some knowledge of you, maybe they've gotten to know you via your social media or a market you attended or something like that, there's not that obvious customer feedback for them. This is one thing that you do need to do if you do have your own standalone site. Make sure you have that social proof on there. So social proof is, testimonials, reviews and feedback. It's why infomercials are just basically customers of the product going on and on about how wonderful it is. It's because we trust another peer to tell us the truth rather than the company to tell us the truth. So you want to make sure that wherever you're selling, you have that customer feedback and those reviews and stuff really obvious for your potential customers, so that they're more willing to buy from you. I've certainly noticed this trend lately when I've seen like products and brands that are advertising on social media, and when you click through to their website, pretty much all you see are testimonials. You'll see links to Instagram posts from their customers, photos from their customers, 5-star reviews from their customers, because they know that is what will convince somebody else to buy their product. It's the proof is in the pudding that other people are happy with the product. So Etsy already has all that built in for you. You don't have to figure it out, how to install a different plugin that will allow you to create, to accept reviews and then hopefully get reviews from people. And, that's a whole nother hurdle you don't have to go over. And when you start building up that stable of good reviews in your Etsy shop, people are going to be more likely to choose you and buy from you. So if I've convinced you that Etsy is a great place to start or to have as an additional venue for your handmade goods, and you need a little bit of help to make sure your Etsy shop is up to scratch, come and join me for Setup Shop. It's very affordable. Over 1,300 makers have already used this system to set up their online shops. You can come on over to createandthrive.com/setup shop. I'll put the link here and in the description box below so it's clickable. I love running this course. It is so much fun. I just love helping people to set up their shops online. And there's a lesson every day for 30 days. It is an intense course. And you also have a couple of lives with me, so you can ask me questions in real time and get feedback on the work you are doing. So if you want some support and help to set up your online shop and finally get it going, or to overhaul a shop you already have that is just not going anywhere, come and join me for the course. I would love to help you to figure out what's going wrong with that, or I would love to help you start from scratch and set up that shop from the beginning. If you enjoyed this video, please do remember to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future videos. Give me a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you sell on Etsy? Are you going to be selling on Etsy? Maybe you did and now you don't anymore. Let me know what your thoughts on Etsy are. And if you do want some more help with Etsy in particular, I'm going to give you a link to one of my videos that addresses another kind of pernicious sort of myth that I see floating around in the handmade world, and that is that Etsy fees are too expensive. They are not too expensive, and in this video I tell you exactly what they are. I break them down for you, every single piece of the Etsy fees, and show you exactly how much you are going to be spending on fees if you do sell on Etsy. It might be less than you thought. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again for the next video very soon. Bye for now.